It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we've got a pair of teams who actually merge.
It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at two different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And tough going there, as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
That felt like a trap, because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. Then everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. Hurts sets up to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. That is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Fields now to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Here we go now on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Touchdown! Pat Freiermuth from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are on the board first here this afternoon. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4. Didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try to pick themselves back up. Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
That one downfield for Dotson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
From the gun, here's Fields. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Hurts. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Now 2nd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Back to throw again. To Barkley on the check down. Shoves him away. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They'll look to throw again. Caught on the slant. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jahan Dotson. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up. Elliott good with a PAT. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Fields finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Fields. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Back to throw, Fields. It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Boswell for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Another catch for him there, and the numbers starting to stack up a bit. He's closing in already on a 100-yard game. We're still in the first half.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
From the gun, it's Hurts. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. They'll look to throw here.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll run with Harris out of the shotgun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Fields. Austin brings in the quick throw. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Up the middle with Barkley. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll go to Barkley again. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Here's 2nd and 10. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Going right back to Dotson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
2nd and 9. First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Hurts. And that'll be dumped off to Gainwell. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now out come the Steelers. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
A gain of 32 that time. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Fields. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Harris running straight ahead. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Now 2nd and 9. Fields now to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now Fields rolling to his left. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, a beast in the red zone with his set. Touchdown of the game. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. In their locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And, Charles, they pointed to that this week, said that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap. So it's not just a matter of getting to the quarterback and knocking the ball free. They're trying to read when that ball's going to come free. As soon as those hands separate to throw the ball, they want to be there and have a chance to knock it out.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 15. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. Looking to throw. Goes right back to Smith again. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens, 57 yards.
And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
A great play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And a rout is on here in this first half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. 1 second, all that remains.
And my goodness, another interception.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It was a strong first half for Steelers quarterback Justin Fields. He was nothing short of amazing, throwing 4 touchdown passes to help push his guys out to a sizable halftime lead.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now it's Fields. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Throwing again is Fields. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun, here's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin, 46 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Fields trying to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 41.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
Fields.
Completes it to Austin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Here's Fields.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And this is taken in at the 5.
Fields throwing again.
And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Here's Fields.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Pat Freiermuth.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from going up by 40. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. 5 plays there on that drive, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Devontae Smith.
28 yards.
And the Eagles are able to claw one back.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. This Pittsburgh offense led by Calvin Austin running back out.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
it certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And that one into the hands of Brown downfield.
And all the way down to the 7-yard line. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. With now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Eagles take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Right.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Hurts to throw.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Hurts.
This is caught. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles get a bit closer. Hurts will throw.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Now the Steelers getting set and ready for their next possession.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end, Freiermuth.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive,
and now here is another interception.
Picked off by Reed Blankenship. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw here.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
The solid stiff arm. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Throwing is Hurts.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
On 2nd and goal, Hurts. And my goodness, another interception. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines.
Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
A quick throw there is incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll get it inside the 35. From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 8. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Open man, that's the tight end, Freiermuth. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Out of the gun, Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. Now a 2nd and 6. Fields now to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should have...
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth
from 17 yards out.
And the Steelers start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 6.
It's Barkley on the counter. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And some strong running. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and 8. And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards.
To throw is Fields.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
A shotgun snap. Fields fires the out route and completes it to Harris.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge does not sway the official's decision. Spot of the football going to remain right where it is. Now Fields.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Fighting through, and he's got space. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. They'll drop to throw.
Quick slant here to Smith.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Firing in that time, it was Nick Herbig. Credit him with a sack. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
He'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Nowhere for Field. And down he goes. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Now it's Fields. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
35 yards that time on the punt. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was
and my goodness, another interception.
And the Eagles come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw for both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in the zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 70 yards. And the Chiefs are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
The 36-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Henry again on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Here is 3rd down and 4.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Inside handoff, Henry to about the 48-yard line. 2nd and 7. Jackson from the shotgun. This will go to Henry out wide. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Jackson. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. So nothing doing there. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1.
Jackson now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues.
They run with a veteran speedster. It's Kareem Hunt. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Rice. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now Mahomes. That'll be caught by Rice.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens will take over here just shy of the 30.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. Down the right sideline.
And finally taken down at the 15. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line.
This is 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Henry.
Well, the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Henry.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll give Henry another shot. And this time he is in.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Ravens are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So that drive goes 8 plays, and Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Pacheco once again.
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
This now a 3rd and 4.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to...
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes swings this out for Hunt. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
Brandon Stevens right there to break up the throw.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Henry up the middle. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Henry. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to run. And picked up big yardage.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot it. It's incomplete.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow...
And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews.
And the Ravens have taken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back
forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one because they took away his arm. But he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Mahomes now to throw.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And his throw here is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes going to go on 4th down.
That's laid out deep for Rice.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. To throw is Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. And even 40 yards. Now it's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Ravens go up by 2 touchdowns.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Again, it's Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7.
Now Mahomes gives to Hunt. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice. Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again.
That one caught by Rice.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked up by Nick Bolton.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Throwing now is Mahomes. He finds his man, complete. That's Rice. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
If I'm making excuses, And I am. Sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Here's Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 66 yards. And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. KC's offense ready to take over.
And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Mahomes going to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Mahomes throwing on 4th.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. Now it's Mahomes again.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
On the slant, complete to Hopkins.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before half. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Mahomes finding the talented DeAndre Hopkins.
And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Jackson now. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
50 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now Jackson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Now it's Jackson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the 3rd quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
From the 29, here's the 2nd and 5.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made up near the 35. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Takes it to about the 37. Here's a 2nd and 8. Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and they're going to face a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Henry. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. A check down here for Henry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Throwing is Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Touchdown! Rashad Bateman on the touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Swings this out for Hunt. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 3rd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. Another completion here to Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Mahomes now to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. Here's 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 18. Mahomes going to throw. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. He will push his way down to about the 14. That's Jawan Taylor, the right tackle. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
Pacheco going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Out to his left. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. Back now in Baltimore, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. So from the 26-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8.
He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this is caught. It's Brown. There he goes, left side.
Still on his feet.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquise Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Chiefs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his 2nd touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Jackson.
That's going deep for Bateman. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
And in an afternoon where just about everything's gone right, there's an unlikely sight there. He's got a receiver all alone downfield, and he just overshoots him.
The Ravens on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be third and forever. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got a man complete. Now he's loose again. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Zay Flowers, 85 yards. And the Ravens have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the fourth. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
And now here comes Kansas City. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson.
Looking deep here for Flowers. And that's going to be incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
From the gun, Jackson.
That's going deep for Bateman. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 41.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Here's Mahomes to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
That's caught. It's Flowers.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. To throw is Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton.
That keeps the score. Ravens 61, Chiefs 20. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick slant to Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now Mahomes. This will be caught once again by Brown.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back to throw. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Now it's Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Hunt.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now here's Mahomes. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Mahomes got to have this one. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
Listen, when you're at this point of the game, all options are on the table. 4th down, they say, we've got to go for it. And what a play they come up with. Big yardage there to keep the drive alive.
Flushed out right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
David Ojabo running in to take him down.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Mahomes now to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try.
The Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Mahomes will throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. And incomplete here. So that will leave them with 16 on the clock. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.